Hi everyone, it's Simon here with a review of Soldam Drop Connect Erase. This is a puzzle game available on Nintendo Switch everywhere and currently only in Asian territories on PlayStation 4. It's a PS4 version you see on your screen. I bought it on sale from the Hong Kong PSN store. It is in English, so you just need to select English when you boot up the game. This game is for 1 to 2 players, but I've spent most of my time with the single player mode, to be fair. The game has a really unique way of how it does tile matching, and is an expansion of the 1993 Game Boy game by Jellicoe, so it's kind of like a reinvention and a tart-up. The way how this game works, and I'll try and explain it, but you can probably see it happening on the screen and it might make more sense. He says, as fruits of different colours come down from the screen above, they will, as the game calls it, flank, either diagonally, horizontally or vertically across until it hits and kind of joins up with its same colour underneath. So when the game begins, you're just dropping fruit down, and because it will be different colours, or you'll be putting the same colour next to each other, you'll be able to line up lines quite nicely. As more and more colours join the party and things get faster, and you have to kind of rotate the four groups of fruit around, you'll start to muck up and not be able to have the same colours next to each other, and that's where this flanking will then start to come in. So say if your bottom row is entirely red, and then you've got loads of yellows underneath, and then you've got reds coming down above, the reds will basically keep going in the direction diagonally, horizontally or vertically until it can connect with a red again, but it will only do it if it has a red to connect to begin with. And that's what it took me a while to kind of click in my head, and then once I clicked with it, it made sense, but it still caught me out quite a lot, because I'm so used to things like columns and Tetris, Puyo Puyo Pop, that kind of stuff, where you're busy connecting things together in blocks where everyone's next to each other, whereas here, in order to set up things that are going to get you really high scores and get multiple rows out altogether, you're setting yourself up basically almost to fail, so that you can then make it all right at the end, and I found that very difficult to get my head round. So for the single player mode, which is where I've spent most of my time, it's around trying to survive as long as possible. The game levels up as you clear a certain amount of lines and different points, and then more colours get added into the fray, and that's where it starts to get very difficult. And I find around level 30-35, where there's 4 colours involved, is where I started to struggle personally, until I really got the hang of the game, and then I've been able to get a wee bit further since then. I'm still not great at it, but it's so cute, and just it's very of the 90s era, where cute colourful characters doing cute things in a simple world of games makes me happy. You've then got a puzzle mode, which is where it's set up things where you've only got a couple of specific moves to make to solve the conundrum and issues. That really helps you actually teach yourself about the game and its mechanics, because although it's a very simple mechanic and there's only like one big juicy mechanic to deal with, the nuances of how you can play around with it are quite numerous. So yeah, you just need to kind of play a little bit of puzzle mode to kind of go afterwards, because otherwise you'll just end up doing what I do when I panic when there's too many colours on the screen and wipe myself into a corner where I can't get myself out again. And then you have the 2-player mode, and that can be against an AI competitor or a second player as well. And that's like your usual fare, where you'll be able to pass over blank blocks over to the other side, which you'll then need to connect those colours to run through again horizontally, diagonally, vertically, just so that you can clear them and get them off your screen. There is no online mode for this. It is all local multiplayer only. There are little like creatures to collect as you do different things in different modes, but I didn't quite understand what they actually bring to the party. I think it's much more an aesthetic thing rather than anything else. But they were cute to have, little bouncing around on the side of the screen. So that's it. Soldam Drop Connect Erase. Really simple gameplay to kind of understand once it clicks, I'll hasten to add. Very difficult to master when it starts to add 4 or more colours in. I think this will be really, really well received by people who like columns, Tetris, Puyo Puyo Pop. Raining Drops is another good one that's on PC. That kind of ilk. This is another really good addition to the genre. Really well put together. Can't really find any fault in it. Although I would quite have liked to have had different characters maybe. Particularly with the versus mode. I'm quite often used to having characters that when they chuck the discarded pile to their opponent, do it in different fashions and formats, and this is about the only thing that I can think of that Soldam lacks. So yeah, hopefully it will come to Western territories on PlayStation 4 soon, but if you've got a Nintendo Switch, it's out everywhere now, so go grab if this is up your street. Any comments or questions, leave them down below and I will respond back to you. In the meantime, happy fruit dropping! Boing! Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a collection of media projects ran by me. If you like what you see and want to find out more, visit patreon.com/Higher Plane Network. Your support can make so much more possible, be that a like, a comment, a share or a pledge. Thanks for watching.